As you can imagine, completing a custom project in just 3 weeks is a monumental task to say the least. Apparently, Michael Siebenhofer and Thanh in Austria are unfazed by things like tight deadlines, though, because that's how long they had to build this rad Indian Scout tracker back in 2019. Together they operate as Titan motorcycles out of Graz, and turning down a good challenge isn't exactly in their nature. However, getting things done in time for the Scout's 100th anniversary was a lot easier said than done. A 3-week interval between the donor's arrival and the day it needs to be handed back as a finalized build sounds pretty insane, perhaps even undoable for many builders. Still, Michael and Thanh were confident they could pull it off, which ought to give you an idea of their determination and unfaltering mindset. It certainly helped that the Indian Scout they had to work with was brand spanking new, so their main focus was on the cosmetic side of things. Given the marque's flat track racing heritage, it wasn't at all hard for Titan to decide what stylistic direction this endeavor was to go in. As they didn't have enough time to perform any overly complex mods, Michael and his teammate kept things simple but highly effective. Patina lovers may want to go ahead and grab some paper towels just in case, because this Centennial Custom Scout might have you drooling. There's a fair bit for us to cover before we get to the finishes, starting with the motorcycle's new overalls. Every bit of stock bodywork besides the fuel tank has been removed, and metal shaping connoisseur Bernhard Naumann was tasked with fabricating the replacements. More commonly known as Blechman, Bernhard came up with a pointy tracker-style tail section and accompanying number boards on the sides. A pair of LED lighting strips are embedded into the tail at the back, while a thin Alcantara saddle can be spotted up top. Oh, and the handsome tail wasn't the only part shaped by Meister Naumann, mind you. He also crafted a groovy front fairing in the style of a flat-track number plate, surrounding twin vertically mounted LED headlights from Highsider. Bespoke mounting hardware was used to fit everything in place, and there is no front or rear fender to speak of. A bit further back in the cockpit area, we come across a shiny flat tracker handlebar from Felling's inventory, sporting brown Biltwell grips and Kellerman bar end turn signals. The stock instrumentation matched the look Titan was going for just fine, so it's been retained and repositioned on a custom bracket. At the front end, you will still see the Scout's factory forks managing suspension duties, but its rear shocks were swapped with aftermarket modules from Progressive Suspension. In that same area, we notice a swing arm-mounted license plate holder with integrated Moto Gadget blinkers. In the unsprung sector, the Titan Duo installed a set of laced 16-inch wheels with powder-coated rims, hugged by Pirelli MT60 RS rubber at both ends. The brakes remained unchanged fore and aft, as there was no need to have them upgraded in any way. As for the Scout's 1,133 cubic centimeters V-twin power plant, it had more than enough grunt at 100 ponies and 72 pound-feet of torque. Thus, Michael and Thanh didn't mess with its internal workings, but they did fashion some fresh breathing equipment. It comes in the form of a stainless steel exhaust system, flaunting a 2-into-1 layout, heat-wrapped headers, and a premium Akrapovic muffler at the end. We reckon it looks far prettier than the bike's original pipework, clearly setting it apart from the stock Scout. Handmade aluminum foot pegs adorn the creature's flanks, mid-mounted to achieve a riding posture worthy of the street tracker label. Now, what really makes this specimen stand out are its deliberately worn-out finishes, courtesy of a talented paint guru who goes by Shinfu. He wrapped the bodywork in a stunning coat of blue, along with a mesmerizing patina effect made to look like rust. Snazzy yellow highlights are also present all throughout, joined by 3D printed lettering that depicts the motorcycle's nickname. And, if you ask me, Century seems like a very appropriate sobriquet for a build celebrating the Indian Scout's 100th anniversary. Titan Motorcycles knocked this project straight out of the ballpark despite the short time frame, which leaves us with the following thought. If this is how far they got in a mere 3 weeks, just imagine what they might have done to the Scout in, say, 3 months. There's a reason why we speak so highly of this duo's abilities, and that should become perfectly clear once you've taken a good look at the Century. The patina gives it a ton of character, further enhanced by its street tracker anatomy, pure bliss, in short.